If you're in the retirement phase of life, we know that it's important to be very budget conscious, but also you want to make sure that you've worked so hard for so long in your life that you live a great quality of life. We're finding that so many people are gravitating to Greenville, South Carolina as retirees for these exact reasons. Hi, I'm Whaley, your favorite Greenville realtor. So there's so many amazing things about retiring in Greenville, South Carolina. I've got several people who have retired in the area and just absolutely love it here. And I'm going to talk about all the really wonderful things about retiring in Greenville. But I also know that you want the truth and you want to know about things that may make it not the retirement destination for you. So at the end of this video, I'm going to talk about 3 things that if you're really looking for them, Greenville may not be the fit for you. So let's go ahead and get into all the great stuff first. Let's talk about the quality of life and then also the cost of living in Greenville, South Carolina, and why it's become such a great retirement location for people. First, when we think about the cost of living here in Greenville, South Carolina, we tend to find that it is more affordable than the average US city. Depending on what source you look at, it's somewhere between a 4% to 10% difference as far as the average US city of how much more affordable it is to live in Greenville, South Carolina. And then you also have a fantastic quality of life, which we'll dive into in this video. When we think about the cost of living, one of the main places that people tend to see their biggest reduction in their overall cost from the place that they're coming from is in housing. Housing tends to be one of the most affordable things when we look at the pay scale range between the average US city. When we think about some of the other places where people will save money, typically in utilities, people will save about 10% compared to the average US city, and then in transportation, they'll save around 3 to 4%. The average cost for all the other things that people tend to pay for tend to be right in line with what you'd pay for in the average US city, but because the cost of housing is so much more affordable, it gives you such a higher ability for a quality of life with affordability in Greenville compared to the average city. For most people, we know it's not about finding the cheapest possible place to live because you may not have the highest quality of life. And this is where I feel like Greenville really shines. Greenville has such a high quality of life. It really fits for people that are looking for that active lifestyle in retirement because you get so many extra days of sunshine. You have so many things that you can do, from the Swamp Rabbit Trail to going hiking to going to downtown festivals and really building your own community within Greenville because you have some of the friendliest people in the entire world as far as ratings that we've seen out there. So when we think about all that makes Greenville so attractive, we also have things like Falls Park and just its natural beauty. So you can walk around in the downtown. It's one of the truly walkable downtowns in the entire US, where you can have everything that you want and you can be in a park all in one setting. It's really unique and really special in that way. We know that healthcare is always a concern whenever you're thinking about retirement and really just in life in general. Greenville has 2 major healthcare providers. We have Prisma and we have Bon Secours. So there's going to be several different medical facilities that are really around all of our different suburbs. And we also have specialized care, everything from the emergency room to cancer treatment center and several other places in between those things. Most of the retirees that I've helped relocate to Greenville, South Carolina, they really wanted to make sure that they could still get out and that they could engage with the community and they could do whatever it is that they're really passionate about and really engage in that community. Everything from the arts to the food scene to the entertainment. And what really makes Greenville special is you have this small to medium-sized city that really has amenities like a big city. We have several different plays that are happening. We have theaters that are here. We have different concerts, performing arts that are in the area. And then we have several large festivals that come to our area every single year. We have Fall for Greenville, we have an artist fair, and we also have a food and wine festival. We have over 200 different restaurants in our downtown, and then our suburbs also, most of them have their own downtown scene with several different local restaurants and shops as well. Just really kind of fitting that unique cultural element that people are looking for, where you just have a little bit of a blend of everything that people are looking for. Now, as I mentioned, there are 3 things that may make it to where Greenville is not the retirement destination for you. And I just want to be truthful with you and be honest, because I want to make sure that Greenville is the right place if you do decide to retire here. The first thing I want to mention is public transportation. If you're someone that's used to taking public transportation for all of your commuting, you're used to going to the grocery store with public transportation, you're used to taking it everywhere that you go, and that is the lifestyle you want to continue to live, Greenville may not be the place for you. We do have public transportation and we do have transportation into our downtown, but overall, compared to a major metro city, like if you think about Atlanta that's nearby, Greenville's just a little bit lacking in that area. because it's just not as big of a pressing need. So many people have cars here and they use that to commute. While I mentioned that public transportation is not necessarily Greenville's strength compared to some surrounding cities, there are some potential plans that could happen over the coming years that are being discussed. One of which is a rail system all the way from Greenville to Charlotte to Atlanta, which would be absolutely game-changing and completely change the landscape on public transportation in our area. We do have a greenway system here which goes into our downtown, and they're talking about adding additional routes to that to make public transportation an option for even more people in our city. We also have the GreenLink system that's here in Greenville, which already goes into our downtown and hits several different areas. There is talks of expanding that to make it more accessible for even more citizens in our city. The next item that we should talk about is walkability. If you're moving from a large metro city where you might live in a high rise and you can leave and go and walk to the grocery store and come back to your condo, Greenville doesn't offer as much of that style of living. Now, where Greenville really shines and what makes Greenville really unique and special is we do have highly walkable downtowns. They tend to be that people will either drive and park in a parking garage, and then they'll walk throughout the entire downtown and do everything that they need to do outside of maybe going to a grocery store and walking back to their home. But if you want to go to local shops, local restaurants, and just experience local art or entertainment, Greenville offers that in spades. But it doesn't have as much of the I'm going to walk from my house to a grocery store style of living. The last thing that I need to mention is the 55 and up communities here. We do have several 55 and up communities here in our area, and we are developing more, and Del Webb is actually going to build a community that should be released in the beginning of 2025. This should have over 1,000 homes when it's done, and it'll be a really game-changing development for our area of a little bit of a different style of 55 up community than what we have in our area. But right now we tend to have 55 up communities that really are geared towards advanced care and less active lifestyle. We do have some that are geared towards that active lifestyle living, and we do have several communities that fit really well for someone that wants that active lifestyle. They want the amenities and they don't want to deal with some of the hassles of yard work, and they want to be surrounded by like-minded individuals. They may just not have the tag of 55 and up. So those are some of the things that you've got to think about if you're thinking about relocating to the Greenville, South Carolina area. We've got so many people that we have helped in the past that have retired in our area and just absolutely loved it because of all the extra days of sunshine, because they can be active, because we have so many different healthcare options here, and because we have friendly people and highly walkable and beautiful downtown scenes. So if you're someone that those things are what you're looking for, Greenville could be the perfect place for you. And if you want to talk a little bit more about what retiring looks like in Greenville, South Carolina, our team would love to help you out. All of our contact information will be down below.